everybody. Welcome to the Booth of Tim's. I'm your host, Dan the Law, at Inside the Booth, because you are watching Inside the Booth and you're watching Tim Possible.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 4 of this. Time flies.
It is the 4th episode, and it is the last one of the month. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be done after this, aren't we?
Yeah, and what's
Sad
crazy
face.
is the finale for Bad Batch. Yeah, sad face emoji. The last episodes for Bad Batch is this week.
Oh,
right?
wow.
15,
Yeah.
15 and 16. So that'll be interesting.
It will be.
But yeah, it's been a ride for the Booth of Tim's, and I guess we have some guests backstage, don't we?
We do.
We do. So
Jake,
our first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah,
I was
our
just
first
waving
guest. Oh, what's up, Jacob? How's it going, man? But yeah, we have Joker's voice on the channel for the first time. On Tim's Talk. How's it going, man?
Beautiful.
Oh, if I were any more amazing, I'd be illegal.
Oh, whoa. All right. Thanks for coming on, man. Yes.
Thank you.
And Anime Talk, Dylan returning on Tim's Talk channel and new to Inside the Booth. How's it going, man? Glad to have you back.
What's up, guys? Nice to be back. It's been a while since I've been here.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah,
On this
he's been down and out.
Yeah. Well, glad you're back.
Yeah, no, I've been here a couple of times. It's always fun hanging out with my buddy Tim.
For sure, man.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So
we're here to talk. So we're here to talk Bad Batch and Mandalorian. That drives me to drink.
All right. Well,
oh Lord.
I can't blame you on that.
Oh.
Solo, I have spoken.
Cheers to that.
I used to always say the Bad Batch is a Bad Batch of episodes, and it hasn't been that way. We'll obviously get into that later, but yeah, let me tell you, the show's not that great.
Oh Lord.
All right. So the first part, if our guests don't know yet, the first part is usually Inside the Booth style, which is the Bad Batch. And then we go on to the second part, which is Tim and his style on when we talk about the Mandalorian. So, here we go. First, we'll talk about the plot of this episode of the Bad Batch. If there was one. I mean, it kind of was. I don't know. It was an interesting one, that's for sure. They're bringing back Crosshairs again, which was kind of nice to see. I kind of like this character. I've been liking this character more and more every time they show him. But it's weird how, are they making me want to like this character? Is that why they're doing it the way they are?
I don't think that was the intent, but it ends up being that way.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
He's the best part of the show. Kill off the rest of the characters, just give me Crosshair. I would be fine.
Yeah, he's got the best episodes.
Dylan, we are going to get along just swimmingly. I can already tell.
Yeah.
All right. So
heaven.
It's it. So we go by our each category gets a point, and we have 4 categories. We usually have 5, but obviously because allegory kind of doesn't fit in with each episode, we just stick with the other 4. So it's plot, it's acting, it's cinematography, and music. So like I said before, we're starting with the plot. Does anyone want to go first with this?
I guess I will if no one else wants to. Am I supposed to take the floor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the plot of this one is basically Crosshair after kind of betraying his upper from the last Crosshair episode, which by God was the best episode of the entire show. Let's not forget how
So
amazing
far,
that
good.
episode was. Felt like Clone Wars. Yeah. After that. Yeah, he's basically like, okay, now I'm captured. What do I do? The Imperial guy comes in and it's like, if you don't give us information, I'm gonna torture you. Doesn't give information, he gets tortured, and then he decides, you know what? I gotta get out here. I gotta send someone. The only people he knows that he can even send something to would be the Bad Batch.
Mhm.
From there, we meet the Bad Batch, and it's really interesting because 90% of the time I have hated the Bad Batch up to like the last maybe like 2 or 3 episodes. The last like 2 or 3 episodes, I've actually, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Don't kill me yet, Joker voice. But Omega, for the first time, hasn't been as annoying as she usually is. She is usually the worst part of the show, and she's actually been very decent. I've actually enjoyed the character growth that she's been showing, and I'm so surprised that they're actually making me somewhat not hate Omega. Like I don't like her, but I definitely don't hate her anymore. Yeah, she's been at least a character that I can at least watch and not despise every time she's on screen now. So that's a big plus. But yeah, the rest of the episode pretty much consists of them deciding whether or not they should trust the information that they got from Crosshair. Oh, by the way, the stuff with Echo and Rex, probably the best part of the show for me. I literally Echo, one of the main clones from the Clone Wars. I think he should have been the main character of the Bad Batch, and I'm so glad that him and Rex had their little adventure. I kind of want to see more of that. Obviously, we will in the future. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed the episode, but that was pretty much the plot. Like, that was the plot.
Right.
Yeah, basically they got the intel about what they're doing to the troopers. They had to like decipher, and that's why Echo brought the information to Tech, and Tech kind of was like cracking the codes on what to do. And they're found out on Mount Tanis. They're doing these experiments, and like any clones that resist to like the Empire for questioning, pretty much. So like they take them, enslave them, and gonna do experiments on them, I guess. So
I do like the fact that they are finally continuing the quote unquote storyline with the clones, because that's something I have been wanting them to do since the beginning of this darn show, and they just haven't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah. So Dylan, would you give it a point or no point? For being
I would give it a point.
Yeah, you would. Okay. That's good.
Just small point. Not like a big point, but a small point.
Looking majestic, Tim. Well, thanks. I'm looking majestic. I appreciate it. What's up, Nolan?
Oh,
I
turn now.
So yeah, Joker voice, your turn. What did you think of the plot?
This gets no points because no episode in this series gets a point because of your other categories. By default, they're going to get a point. So I'm just going to leave that alone right now. This episode should have been named Crosshair at a Crossroads, because this is truly where he's at.
Right. And
of the 14 episodes, there have been 4 episodes with Crosshair in it, and they have been the best ones. This is the entire season has been filler upon filler upon filler upon filler upon filler, where the story should really be, because the series started right at Order 66. So the story, the driving plot, should be the transformation from Republic to Empire, because we are right in the birth of this. Hello, Mrs. Cannoli. And this should just be, and this is where this series should be, and this is where this series should be staying the entire time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Tim, would you give it a point or no point?
Yeah, I give it a point. Yeah, I like the story. It's kind of connecting everything together. They're connecting it all to Omega. Essentially, they're trying to find out why they're trying to like come after Omega. What's his face? Dr. Hemlock. That dude's
Right.
weird, man. He's like loves that fume stuff or whatever. He's like, I'm immune towards. I don't know what they're doing with that. And then yeah,
That guy's
and then like I think that Emery girl or whatever, the nurse, I think she's kind of a clone. I feel like she's gonna eventually, like, she's trying to help Crosshair in a way, but no, I give it a point. Yeah,
Okay.
it's raining where I'm from. Can you hear it in the background that it's raining?
But
Probably not.
oh,
go ahead.
if I may say, if that Doctor is a clone and Omega is a clone, they shouldn't exist. A clone is a genetic copy, so there can't be a female clone.
You gotta remember that the Bad Batch have all been genetically modified. You gotta remember that.
Genetically
including Omega.
Genetically defective. That was the term used.
Right. I guess you could say that. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle for that one, so I'm going to give the plot a half a point because it was better than the one before it. It wasn't as good as the other one, but you know, so I'm going to give it a half a point. Yeah. So next is going to be the acting, and obviously,
I'll go with this one first.
Yeah, go ahead, Joker.
D. Bradley Baker. Enough said. Point.
That's good. Dylan, what about you?
Just for Crosshair alone, I'll give it half a point.
Half a point. Okay.
I'll be soft on that full point because I've enjoyed the Echo and Omega point because you can see Echo's kind of expression on his face. He's like, who's this crazy woman driving? You know, he's scaring him. So I thought that was pretty funny. And
it was fun when they were doing that. Yeah, I do agree with you.
Yeah, and I dug all this Crosshair stuff. He's my MVP.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a tattoo right there.
Which again, every clone is one guy.
Yep, that's it. It's talk. Yeah, one guy talks for him.
D. Bradley Baker, who I met at a con once in Salt Lake. That guy's amazing. That guy's amazing.
Nice. All right, so I will also give it a point because I always enjoy how these voice actors do things, and it's like it's interesting to me, especially when you watch behind the scenes stuff, So
well, especially because
what's amazing about D. Bradley Baker, if I could just say it just for a second, is the fact that he does one voice, right? It's all the clones, but my God, the fact that every single clone, especially in the Clone Wars, when he really shines, every single clone has such a in-depth personality depending on what tone he uses for him.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's amazing voice acting. He's the best voice actor around.
I won't go that far, but he is amazing, and what makes the voice actor's job as hard is, I think it's a lot harder than actual live actors, is they're in a booth pretty much by themselves and they're reacting to nothing.
Yeah.
They don't have a screen showing anything. They're just completely make it happen.
Yep. That's it. So that's always fun, So next is cinematography. Does anyone want to go first on this? Cinematography will be obviously the animation and how they...
Zero, it's the same.
For me,
0.
For me, cinematography. This is the Clone Wars. This is what I grew up on. As much as I hate the Bad Batch, I will always have to give it a point for the animation. It's top tier quality. I just wish the story matched.
Right. Yeah, the story is the that's the big thing.
That's the problem with it. It's not the quality of the show. It's the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim, what did you think about it?
I thought it looked good. I went back to look at some of the cinematics in the air and what the ship looks like. I think it's fine. I give it a point.
All right. Sounds good. And I think I will also give it a point because
you guys are kind. You
I
guys are way
know.
too kind.
I know.
You guys are way too kind.
But just like in the other episodes that we've done already, they're pretty consistent with how they make the animation and everything.
Right,
so.
which for me, unless you're showing me something new, okay,
Right.
this is kind of a standard.
Basic. Yeah, I got you. I understand. Well, maybe I'll go half a point instead.
There you go, Dan.
There you go. I'll meet you in the
dark side.
That's it. All right.
It's
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, because you can give it a point, but it doesn't mean this episode's an A+ out of 10. Obviously,
right?
I can poke at it. Yeah.
Right. So the last is the music, the score of the show. Was it
again? This I would give this a point just for the same reason that I gave the acting a point. It's Kiner. I mean, and Kiner is kind of a standard with Lucasfilm animation. So, point.
All right, Dylan. What about you?
I'll give it half a point. I mean,
half a point.
Why not?
Why not? You weren't too impressed.
No. It's Bad Batch.
Yeah, it's it's all right. I don't think it's outstanding. It wasn't epic, but I'll give it a half a point because I feel like I've been a little too nice to weigh out the scale off a little bit. But no, I thought it was fine. The whole score throughout the series has been fine, but then again, it's no it's no Hans Zimmer or it's no the other Star Wars movies. But I mean, they did have a little good moment when the Imperial Star Cruiser showed up. They started playing the Darth Vader theme almost, and then it kind of stops. Mm-hmm. So I kind of noticed that. But
Star Wars music is. Don't get me wrong. I will always love Star Wars music as a mega Star Wars fan. But when it comes to the shows, there have been some tracks that have been amazing, and I'm sorry, the Bad Batch track has never cut it. Never cut it. So,
and to address Melvin here, the guy who does the voice acting for Obi-Wan, his name is James Arnold Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
James Arnold Taylor is great too.
Amazing. Yeah. Yep. And I'm glad to see that when I show up, the grading scale brings it down to a more tolerable level. No one's
just throwing it up there saying, "No, this is the best."
Oh yeah. Especially not the Bad Batch.
Right.
But I even really liked this episode. That's what surprises me is the fact that I liked this episode, but that's the key word. I liked this episode. I didn't love it.
Right. Exactly.
This entire season has been at best where
this entire show, it's not just been the season, it's the entire show. Out of the entire show, there has literally been only 6 good episodes, and 4 of them literally have just been in our boy Crosshair from this season. That's it. The entire show. Yeah. There's only been maybe 6 good episodes. And maybe 2 or 3 meh ones. But no, the Bad Batch has always been the Bad Batch.
I liked the first season was good.
It was okay.
Yeah. So
at best.
At best. So for me, for the music on this one, there were some good parts. in this episode, obviously comparative to last episode. I thought there were some good scores in this episode, and then obviously there were some spots in this episode where there really wasn't that well of score. So I'm going to give it a half a point as well. Just because it kind of fluctuated with how the music was and stuff.
Excellent word.
Yeah. So that's it. Let me tally up the points real quick, and I'll get back to you in a second.
I'm curious what mine is because I did not keep track.
You're about a 3.
Probably.
Am I a 3? 3 out of 5. That actually makes sense because that's about what I would give this episode. I would give this episode actually personally like a 4. Just story wise, I would give it a 4 because the story actually had progression this episode.
Yeah.
I'm always hard on the Bad Batch.
Yeah. The next episodes, 15 and 16, are called The Summit and Plan 99. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're wanting predictions, I can't predict anything from that.
This is what should happen. This is what should happen to this show. The series should end the series should end after this season, and it should end with them making a dramatic rescue of Crosshair, and they all die. Because as we know, only one clone made it into the OT, and that was Rex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are they going another season?
That doesn't mean, you know what they're probably going to do? They're probably going to all end up being in the Rebel Alliance and then end up blowing up somewhere in the background of Rogue One.
They should all die. They should just all die.
Don't just copyright that.
I agree with that. They should all die.
Oh, yeah. No, they are not surviving. They're not surviving at all.
So out of
hello, Kathy Skywalker.
Hello. Out of 16 points, we all of us gave it 9.5 out of 16. So
bringing that score down. That's what I do.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. So
yeah, I don't know, like,
not horrible, but it's not great,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't think it was a fantastic episode. I definitely enjoyed it more than what was it, Pabu, the episode before. It was just called Pabu. It was like the vacation episode.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that episode. That episode had a lot of character development for Omega, I feel like, which, I can't believe I'm saying that because you know how much I enjoy Omega's character.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I heard. It is legendary. It is legendary. Even in Gotham here, it's legendary.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's one of the best. I absolutely love her. Yeah, right.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but sort of like any predictions, like I don't really know. It's just like
die.
Yeah, everyone.
I can't predict anything based on those titles.
Yeah, or basically on like what happened. Like the Empire is going to have to find them or something. Well, maybe
something's going to have to happen.
Yeah, maybe they're going to find them because Crosshair sent the signal out, and maybe they can track, the clones or the brothers after that.
Do you think that's what's going to happen? A rescue mission?
That's what I think. Or there's going to be an attempt, and they're all going to die. Omega 2.
That would be so dark.
What would be really interesting is if they actually found them on the island. If they tracked them back down to the island, and there would be a whole thing of the Empire ruining the lives of the people, and then you got the clones, you got the Bad Batch, kind of like, oh, well, what we do? Do we stay here and protect the people, or do we go and save ourselves? That might be an interesting episode, but we'll see. But then again,
for this to end dark would not be out of place. I mean, they're not supposed to survive till the OT. They're not supposed to. I mean,
no, they're not.
I mean, the very last image of
Hey,
the very last image of the Clone Wars is a dark image, but it is beautiful and it can be beautifully done.
Yeah, that's true.
It can.
I mean, like it's basically going to be like clone troopers assemble, right? Like Avengers, because we got like Rex and Cody. They're all going to kind of come together.
Yeah.
And then And what are they going to do with the Mythosaur?
I would love if Darth Vader
not the
just came
Mythosaur,
in and
but
just
like
ruined the whole thing.
They just started going
They
ham.
They should have done the Bad Batch. They should have just done the Darth Vader TV show based off the comic books. That's what they should have done. We all know it.
Well, they should have done a lot of things. They didn't. This is Disney we're talking about.
Could have.
This is Disney we're talking about.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, never sold to Disney.
Yeah.
Should have never hired.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Should have never made the last. Should have never let Ryan Johnson near a film ever. Should have never.
Oh yeah, The Last Jedi. Oh boy.
That's
one of my favorite films. No, I hate that film. That's legit the worst film in Star Wars. Just my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. If you like the film, great. I don't.
Should have never trusted Jar Jar Abrams.
Jar Jar Abrams.
Oh Lord.
I like that.
I wish I had a clip. But, do we want to move into commercial break?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Wow.
So for those of you who love what we're doing here at Inside the Booth and over there on Tim's Talks, don't forget to support us any way you can. The best way to support is by vanquishing the like button, dinging the bell, and obviously subscribing to the channels. That's the best way to support anybody, really. But the other ways, obviously, is through merchandise. You can buy our merchandise at www.insidethebooth.tv.com/shop. You can buy a bunch of stuff there. And then there's also we went red. There's also Patreon page, our Patreon page here at Inside the Booth. And that is Patreon Inside the Booth TV. And become a member for just $1 a month. And that's it for this wonderful, beautiful commercial here at Inside the Booth. Tim, your turn.
All right. Yeah, check out his stuff not now. Or wait, not later, do it now. Now. All right. Everyone's links are in the description below. Check them out. Yeah, me, I don't have anything really special. Raylo Fun, it's pinned in the chat. And just for comedy's sake, I'll just kind of show you guys what we're kind of talking about. And 1 second here. Here we go. There we go. Raylo Fund.
Beautiful.
Check it out.
Oh my
Raylo's,
god! I can't believe you're a part of this.
Yeah, Raylos. They're people too. They're kind. They're not all toxic. Raylos hit me up.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Appreciate it.
I'm with them.
Oh Lord.
You and me, Joker, are best friends. That's it. Just
I won't go that far.
What's up, Matt Vader? How are you? He says that I have to understand that he's the law and I'm not. I don't know.
I am the
law. Hell, everyone's saying hell to everyone. That Jar Jar Jedi in the Mando episode. Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
That would be sweet. Can we have Jar Jar as a Sith? I want to go back. I want to go way back to the early 2000s and really follow Lucas's original plan with Jar Jar. That's what I want to do.
It was not to be a Sith Lord. That is a filthy, filthy lie.
Yes, it was. Yes,
That
it
is
was.
a filthy lie. You, sir, time
How do
out.
we know? How do we know? Anyways, I would still like to see his original plan for Jar Jar, because he did say in the end, if Jar Jar doesn't work, nothing works. So,
It didn't work.
Gosh.
As George even said, I think I went too far in a few
spots. Yeah.
Never go full Jar Jar.
Oh,
Never
boy.
go full Jar Jar.
Never go full Jar Jar here.
All right. So
Star
yeah,
Wars?
let's kind of transition into Mando talk. This should be pretty fun.
Oh
I think
man.
it's this one.
Dear
All right.
God, give me cancer now.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I will send emotional damage.
There we go.
That's what it was.
All right. Yeah. All right. Before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment below your thoughts. Let us know you were here. Your thoughts on Bad Batch. Are you liking Mando thus far? Let us know you're here. Check out everyone's links are in the description below. Do it now, and follow for what? All right.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
All
Wait,
right.
Nick.
It's like blasphemy, Tim. Blasphemy.
Get there.
Yeah. Hey, Star Wars Architect, what's up, man? Showing up right in time for Mando talk. All right.
That's
So what we do, we start off the show, the second part of the show, we get into our initial thoughts, 2 to 3 minute per person, pros, cons, whatever we want to bring up. We'll read what the chat is saying. We'll check out the community tab poll, doing it different. Keeping the community thoughts on this episode, and then we'll check out the game tape and decide was this week a W or L for the Mandalorian and Bad Batch, and then we'll make our predictions and get out of the shebanger. All right.
Sweet.
So I already feel like I know what Dan is going to say, and Joker's voice pretty much because I watched his review. But so
I held back a little bit. No, I didn't.
Okay. Keep holding on. All right. Dan the Law, your thoughts on episode 4 of The Mandalorian. What is this episode called? The Foundling?
The Foundling.
Found something. It was something. It was a little bit better than the last episode, I think, because we're not jumping into a whole different TV series. We're just staying in one spot this time, which was kind of nice. But at the same time, it wasn't. I don't know. It just was. It didn't do it for me. It wasn't like, I don't know. There wasn't really a lot going on. It was all kind of talking and just kind of moving over here, doing this over there. It just, I guess you could say it was a little slow for 30 minutes long.
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
That's exactly it. That's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Great thoughts on that.
Oh, well,
All right,
thank you.
Dylan.
All right.
Let's
What
hear
did
it,
I
man.
think of this episode? I actually pretty much enjoyed the episode. Don't get me wrong; it's not like the best of the best. Maybe it's a little bit because I kind of zoned out when I was watching the episode, but not that that's the best thing
Right,
ever.
it was a little slow.
I
for me
enjoyed
going
the
through.
quote-unquote characters. I really like Bo-Katan. She's one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars. So seeing her story progress is great. Her being a true Mandalorian now and sticking with it is interesting to me. The whole thing with the Foundling, I know it seems really, really dumb, but I really, really enjoyed it, even though, yeah, it honestly was not the best episode. I think my favorite part of the episode, honestly, was them coming back and finding out that they actually brought the baby birds home, too. That's it. Those are my thoughts.
Baby birds.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, Joker.
Just giant baby birds. Let's bring them home.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some more foundlings for you.
I know, right?
No.
The prettiest looking foundlings
What
too,
are
right?
they gonna do with that? if I was that lady, I'd be like, "What are we gonna do with these things?"
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yeah. All right, Joker, you're up.
If we're going by this episode as far as this season goes, it was the best episode this season. If we're going by the standard of what John and Dave have done the previous 2 seasons, this episode sucked. This entire season has sucked. This episode was lazy. You take a legendary military warrior society and make them stupid. You get attacked by a turtle gator in episode 1, and then you get attacked by the flying lizard bird, and this has happened more than once. This has happened multiple times. Where's your defense? Where are your guards posted on watch? Where's your early warning system? You've made the Mandos dumb. And as much as I like Bo Katan as a character, this season they're pushing her to girl boss. And that's not where Bo Katan's character should be. Din Djarin finally got a hero moment in this season. It's about damn time. The show is about him, and I am ready to kill a puppet. They have been around now for a while. The Grogu is still not talking. He's been with him. Well, as we know, 2 years have passed from 2 years have passed in seasons 2 and 3. No, they haven't. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
fucking
it's
dumb.
kind of thrown in.
This writing is dumb. This writing is lazy, and I'm getting and the chinks in the chinks in the Dave Filoni is really on our side are showing through. Dave cares about Dave's characters. That's it. That's all he cares about. He is not a savior, folks. And if it was up to me, if I was Iger, I would put Lucasfilm on lockdown for about 10 years, and I would gut the entire thing. Everyone top to bottom needs to go, including Favreau. Hot take, I know.
Yeah. Tell us how you really feel.
That is a very hot take. I really disagree with you on that. Just saying.
And you're allowed to be wrong.
Disagree.
It's fine.
Let me
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it, man.
Cheetos. What up? It could talk 2 hours about all the wrong things with that 30-minute episode. That wasn't 1 minute. That wasn't ridiculous. Yeah, I have some issues I'll bring up too. Tuckerverse, what's up? Space chickens. We're going to use Clonal's secret recipe on them.
Okay, how did you get 3 of those things into Bo-Katan's ship without it ripping it apart?
That's true.
I'm going to trick the coyote into dropping an anvil on himself.
True story.
Yeah. All right. So there's parts I like of this episode, and then there's parts I'm like, WTF, man. You know what I mean? I'm just like, just a little bit cleaned up with the writing.
Yeah, there are parts of it that are really dumb.
Yeah.
The entire episode.
I do agree. Yeah. Now, I do like I know some of you guys hate Grogu. I do like the Grogu parts, and I like how he's kind of developing, and I like how Paz Vizsla's son Ragnar kind of gets.
I enjoyed that too. The little gun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I dig that little quote there. I know Joker doesn't really like it, but I do. I thought it was good. And then I dug the stuff with the armor and Grogu. I like that dynamic, and I like the Order 66 stuff. I know we actually see who saves Grogu. I'm kind of glad it wasn't like a like a big OP character or like a recognizable character because
should have been Joe Castanew.
You guys do realize that the guy who saved Grogu literally is the Jar Jar actor. So Jar Jar saved Grogu.
That's Ahmed Best.
Yeah. At least he gets a little redemption. Kelleran Beck was
how
the character.
Came back, huh?
Yeah. It was Jar Jar. I was right. It was Jar Jar that saved him. But no, I like that stuff. Nice, quick scene or whatever. Yeah, the fight choreography was pretty good. And then it leaves the question: who is he going to meet up with? Because there's still another level of that. And then we get into the other stuff. Yeah, I agree. The fact that how long have they been there on this planet? And Paz Villa's son Ragnar has some bad luck. Every time he gets near that water, he gets taken away. So it's like they should have some type of defense mechanism, some type of towers or looking out. And then, like, if this has happened before, I feel like their ships would be parked a little bit closer. Bo-Katan was on it, but just a little bit more like preparation, because they are like this ultimate warrior race. And then the fact that they leave this.
They run out of fuel in their backpacks.
Yeah, and also the fact
and they fly after it multiple times. Like
they leave the kid there for one day. Like the kid could have been dead. That's also another issue. Like they should have just been directly after him. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely have some major issues, but like the fight with the big pterodactyl was actually entertaining. And then we had to call back to the prequel trilogy or whatever with there's always a bigger fish. Qui-Gon says it. Yeah. So there's some good points and there's some really bad points or whatever. So, all right, those are kind of my initial thoughts before I get into that. We'll break it down even further.
Before we continue, I just have to ask this. What do you guys think of the fact that somehow they knew it was a Naboo ship? A Naboo ship is the ship that saved Grogu, and it's kind of like, well, how the heck? Why does Pape know that? It's a Naboo craft,
right?
How the heck did they know this Jedi? I'm sorry, just another problem with the show. I feel.
The thing is, this Jedi is like a newer thing. It appeared in the show in 2020 Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge, so it's a new character for sure.
It's some stupid little YouTube thing, and I have already had folks say, "Oh, I've known about this Jedi for a long time. He's a great character," and I'm just like, "Shut the f up! No, you have not."
Yeah, he's brand new. He's brand new, guys.
Yeah,
I've known about him when he was Jar Jar. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
He was Jar Jar the Jedi.
And everyone says, "Oh my God, he's so skilled." That was one of the slowest lightsaber techniques I have ever seen. That was slow.
True.
So I don't want to hear, "Oh, this one is skilled in every lightsaber form." No, he's not.
Yeah.
I wish you had Tim. I wish you had the clip from the Clone Wars where Jar Jar was literally mistaken as a Jedi. Remember those episodes? I wish you had that clip.
Yes, where he had the hood up. Yep, I think I
the hood and everyone.
Yep.
My God.
All right, so we're gonna check out the community tab, see what everyone else is saying. So the plot thickens, everybody. The plot thickens.
It does.
All right, if I can. Okay, here we are. All right, so Mandalorian season 3, episode 4 thoughts. Mando banger, babe, 45% good, 21% meh, 15% just no babe, 18%. So, still, 66% liked it. I know, 33 votes. So I don't know. It gives us a better overall take. Some people didn't hate it.
You got some stands there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's just.
It's about mid-tier episode. For me, I think this is about mid-tier episode of Mandalorian, and that's not a bad thing. But it does show that if this is a mid-tier episode, that's not necessarily the best thing either.
Okay, I look at it this way: is this episode better than the spiders from the ice spiders in season 2? The answer is no.
No, the Ice Spiders was way better.
No.
Yes.
Even though I didn't like that
episode,
episode,
was way better.
Than this.
And
way more suspenseful, way cooler.
And the Ice Spiders was arguably the worst episode of season 2.
It was for sure.
I don't. Well, You might be correct about that, but man, I really liked those episodes.
And that's what, and that's fine. And then you go to the very next episode of season 2, the Boku Katan episode. That is leaps and bounds above this entire season.
Yeah.
Boca
Karen, that's what that is.
Oh, Bo Karen.
Oh, don't do that.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here is my take on Boku Katan. And again, I love the character from the Clone Wars, Rebels. I mean, she's a bitch right from the word jump. She's a bitch. So her being snarky and bossy, that's nothing new. That is accurate. The way she can, and the fact that she can wield the dark saber also makes sense. She ruled the Mandalore for years. What I don't like is they're pushing her toward girl boss to where she's clearly the best at the expense of the male characters. This is what is this common thing with Disney, and it just doesn't work. And I hate this because I like this character as she was. You don't need you do not need to artificially elevate her.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So also people were calling her Bay Katan because like there's some there's some memes going on that too. So
well, I mean, if you've seen the movie Riddick, you'll understand why.
Oh yeah, I've seen the movie Riddick. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's kind of move on to the game tape and decide, was this week a W or an L for Star Wars pretty much. And I got everything ready. I think my internet's working better tonight. Like I was roboting last week, hardcore.
Yeah, you were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing great tonight.
Awesome. That's what she said. But all right. All right. So basically they're training here. Which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't really seen that.
Which is fine.
And
I have no problem with that. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think the way they filmed the training montage or whatever.
But why are they shooting at the water?
Yeah.
I was wondering the same thing too.
Yeah, there was no targets or anything out there.
So what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
And
the way snacks.
Yeah, and the way they filmed that was a little off to me because I've seen many films where they're practice fighting and stuff, getting ready for a battle or whatever. This was just kind of like
random.
Yeah, it was like a random, I'm going to pretend to hit you or something. I don't know. It looked way slow and fake, and like they weren't in groups to make it look like they were really trying to practice,
Right.
It just, yeah, like Joker said, it was random. Very random.
Yeah. What I don't understand, what is the passage on time when we see them in the Book of Boba Fett on episode 5, right? That's when Paz Vizsla fights Mando for the Darksaber. They're in a different area, so this location's new, right? Or kind of new. So how long have they been here? Like 2 years, or a year, or how long? Or like year?
Well, again, this doesn't. Again,
I have no idea.
Again, this is why. Again, this is why that 2-year statement that John made no sense because if this was going on with the Mando episode and then Grogu comes back to Din, these guys have immediately grown from 2 to this big covert here. In a very short amount of time, and Paz has knocked someone up and had a son now, who's like 10.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just sloppy. This is very sloppy.
Unless he found him, and he was like he was a foundling instead. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
No, it's actually been confirmed that it's his birth son, which. I do not understand why is he called a foundling then if it's your birth son.
Maybe
that makes no sense. It should be. It should be if it's a foundling that it's someone you taken in and then became your father.
Right.
Like Grogu and
did right.
Apparently, it's his son.
So I did like this segment right here. Like Bo-Katan's kind of seemed like a mother, and she
I
said
did
something
too.
about like
I
Din
hate
seeming like
that!
he's like he's like a protective father, right? And
Right, I
everyone's
get
kind
it.
of doubting him. So I did like this.
Okay, and
Yeah.
this is the reason I
Encouraging
don't.
him. Yeah, I get
This
it.
is the reason I don't like this, is because this is where all the shippers are like, because it was Bo who stepped in, and did a little wrist thing, and like, oh, it's like mom and dad, but didn't
Yeah, instead of Raylos, it's going to be Mando and Bo-Katan Lows.
man
Yeah.
bows or something like that.
Yeah.
So like that, and I'm just like, oh dear God, you people, all you shippers need to be shot in the face twice.
Right on.
I could see that.
Yeah,
So annoying.
I can understand that. And then, so at first Grogu was kind of unsure of himself. We get to see where his nipples are, where he gets shot. So.
Okay, and again,
Looking down at him.
this whole thing makes no sense. Okay, it's basically a quick draw contest here. You're standing 5 feet in front of each other. Really? That's not much of a challenge.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I agree.
That
They
isn't.
should have had them stretched out a little bit.
Grogu. Show him what you got.
But and then round 1, one shot, quick point. Next round, shot, hit, point. Next round, pop, 3. Game over. I'm like, wait, whoa. So you changed the rules?
I don't know. Maybe, who knows, man. I'd have to watch that. What's going on here? Hey, I'm gonna send a DM artwork. I think Grogu should look like
dead.
Dead.
Sure, Jacob. Send it to me. I'll look at it and I'll send it to Tim, and maybe he can show it on the stream.
And really, and the Grogu, I'm gonna jump over, do a flip, and then don't do anything different. Just reverse the footage.
Right,
I was like,
reverse flip footage. Yeah. That was dumb.
And there's gonna be new toys out here with Grogu with the hermit crabs and the little wrist rocket thing and the little thing.
Yeah. We can tell Joker loves Grogu, but no, I actually did like that segment. So you could show we have varied opinions, so which is good. Like we want to hear from both sides.
Yeah.
And then this is the point. Like I can agree with Joker and all that when pterodactyl chicken shows up and just grabs paws here. Or
that was
Ragnar.
That was strange.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of chasing after it, and the episode officially begins. They run out of fuel. They're like, this happens all the time.
Which again, this is the second
time.
If
this is the first time, just grab a ship, please.
Right, and this is the second time we have really seen the term, the concept of fuel being used in Star Wars. I mean, you run out of fuel when all of a sudden the plot needed you to run out of fuel.
Right.
Yeah. We have that issue with a certain movie which I will not bring up again.
Yeah. Giant. 200 tons, same as they blew through the giant. They ate it, didn't they?
That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of eating there.
Yeah. Assumed or gave it to
he comes back to life. This thing. It must have been either in the first episode there it was the male or the female.
Now,
one of the two.
Now what comes next in this is for me the only real bright spot in this entire episode. We had exposition that was also showing, not telling, with the armorer explaining Mandalorian lore and Mandalorian history using the analogy of steel being forged. Her actually forging steel and making something. That's a good use of exposition as opposed to just walking and talking or sitting and talking. Visual storytelling. Show, don't just tell.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this kind of gives Grogu a little PTSD here, and that's when he gets that flashback, because you remember seeing Flash from the incident, and then it cuts.
Which is kind of a
I like
callback.
this because if you remember, that's what was going on with Din Djarin. It's supposed to be like a meditation thing when they're Well, it's kind of like a meditation thing for Mandalorians when they're hearing the bang. So I liked that whole thing. Bringing it back.
It's also a call back to season 1 when the armor is making his new armor. It brings the memories of him being found back. So this is just a callback.
Yeah. And revealed it's Darth Jar Jar that saves him. No, I mean Kelleran.
Kelleran, who the hell cares?
Kelleran Beck.
Jar Jar. That's
who the hell cares?
That is Darth Jar Jar. I can see it.
There is no such thing as Darth Jar Jar. You shut your mouth, Dan.
Misa no care. Misa evil.
He's real to me.
He's real to me. You shattered my dreams, Joker.
Good. That's what I do. Get over it.
All right. So everyone's getting taken out. He's kind of going full on Matrix, not quite Matrix mode, but I thought it was decent fighting. It's not nothing super impressive, but it worked for me.
It's slow. That lightsaber duel is slow.
Yeah, they could have sped it up a little bit. Yeah, they could have sped it up a little bit.
Jacob said he couldn't send it to me, so he sent it to Joker.
I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Right. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can share it.
Friends on Twitter? I thought you were.
Let me see if I can.
Or Joker, you could share it, and I can pull it up on here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let me see what I'm doing here
to make it easier.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
And then so this, I actually kind of like this little chase scene. We see Coruscant. He goes eventually into like this tunnel thing. You can find it. But, I mean, at least Coruscant for the most part looks nice. It's a good shot here compared to Obi-Wan. It was very dour, but this looks pretty cool. And
yeah,
you see the big.
And then you see the peak of the moon there, or peak of the mountain, whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, I have to say this. While I really enjoyed the whole thing with the one guy, that whole arc was just boring to me with him in the mountain. Last episode.
Oh, you're talking about?
Oh,
gotcha. Yeah, that episode was very Andor-esque, right?
Yeah.
And then so they get on this what is this, a Naboo ship? Kind of
yep, it's a Naboo ship, yeah. Which I was really surprised that they used a Naboo ship for that.
Yeah. Ship is looking clean here, and then they kind of zoom off into hyperspeed. And then it cuts back to the armor, and we see Grogu get this circle looking piece for his chest.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought was different, I thought it would have been more like, maybe they didn't have enough Beskar to make it, but like more square. You know what I mean? Or more like a chest piece. But I guess this covers.
Yeah, to make it look like that.
Yeah.
For sure. You would think so, anyway. But I guess not.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's so small.
Yeah. It kind of looks. It looks kind of. I don't know. It's whatever.
Hello, Amen Fate.
Hey, what up, Fate? How's it going? Hello there.
Hello there.
Let me see. This is BRB. What's going on here? Melvin says, all that pretending to be Buddhist doesn't really work for me. Then they never actually say or do anything. All they say is, "This is the way I need," and I need to scratch my bum. This is the way. Nice. All right. So we see Bo-Katan. They get this kind of mission put together on what to do. So basically, they take a whole day. They decide to make camp before they save the foundling. They're going to climb up this wall or mountain to get to the nest.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what do we think about like the camp out scene?
There's a campfire, which makes it a manly show, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't say the booth. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about it. Really, there's not much.
Yeah.
They were
Where
just
were the
kind of like,
s'mores, right?
yeah. They were just kind of sitting there hanging out and just kind of like waiting for daylight so they could go find the pterodactyl. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's-
really. It didn't really do much. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of. I think it was more like filler, in my opinion, but they didn't really
Yeah.
talk too much.
Yeah, the only thing that they got from it really was that Bo learned that how to eat. In order to eat, to take off your helmet, you go in your own little spot, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You're the leader, so you stay by the fire while everybody else leaves, and then you can eat. Just make sure you let us know when you get your helmet back on, so we can come back out to the fire and stay warm.
Lame.
Yeah. And then so it's the next day.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah. 24 hours late. Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, and then they have to climb the hill. They can't use their jetpacks because it'll wake the bird up, and it'll just kill the
reasons.
kid.
The pterodactyl will hear us.
Yeah.
Even though it makes louder noises than us. It's okay, let's just walk.
Okay, but let's walk up, but let's scale a mountain face with a freaking chain gun.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I was gonna say, I wonder how heavy that was.
Very.
Yeah, he has to be strong.
Yeah, he's got to be a strong guy to be carrying that thing. Yeah. Terminator style there.
He's the Mandalorian Terminator. He's definitely climbed this
Yes.
tall hill. Oh. Yeah. So I mean, they are kind of using those like shooter things, like Batman-esque things to kind of pull them up a little bit.
The whipcords, the whipcord they're called.
Yeah, on their things, right? On their gauntlets there.
Yeah. And then they finally get up there, and then is it Din that uses his like heat signature, and he sees where the pterodactyl is?
It's Din.
Yeah. So I think this part is kind of. Yeah, I thought it was kind of. He's like, pauses like, oh, it's
It's
like,
my son.
My son.
Doesn't matter. This is again. So
it's the writing. What happened to Dylan? He had to leave. Huh?
So here you are. From House Vizsla. House Vizsla, the one whose signet was the symbol of Death Watch, a very tight military organization. You're going to break all the military protocols when trying to secure and rescue trying to rescue someone because it's your son. Sorry.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Yeah, I felt like if it was his son, why wouldn't you go like straight after him, like with your ship? Like everybody with their ship that day, you know what I mean? Like you could have some people still doing like stealth, but once you're like climb the hill, then you could show up with ships or whatever, and then like as backup or something to make it easier. Just
again, just plot convenience.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And a that
Yeah,
kid is dead. That kid is dead, and he comes out dry. Wow,
Yeah.
that Beskar is something else. Let me tell you. Even as a helmet, it protects your entire body from stomach acid.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
So
he had
stupid.
an Airbnb in there, man. He's just chilling in Airbnb, and that's why
he is
not like all slimy. Yeah. Like
I like this home.
I was trying to think of an argument for it, but I couldn't really find one. Like when when Boba Fett is trapped in the Sarlacc pit, he's slimy, but at least he has the Beskar, so he's not like dissolved. But this, I'm just like this thing's not near as big as the Sarlacc pit, so I don't know how you could just like chill in there kind of comfortably. So
also a Sarlacc because it takes like 1,000 years to digest something. It has a very slow digestive system. Thus the acids are not going to be as potent. This thing is going to feed it to its young, which means it has got to be dissolved pretty quick.
Right. I like what Melvin says there. Say privately what happens on the long space fight on a small crowded ship. Do they starve or do they eat one at a time in the bathroom?
I mean,
how did number two?
How did Paz make a kid? I mean, do they keep the helmets on while they do the thing?
That's
probably.
True. Yeah.
Tink, tink, tink. Ow, God, ow.
Yeah, so this thing kind of gets away, and they're kind of chasing after it, which I thought it was a pretty good sequence. It was a little fast to see what's going on, but they're shooting their the scorpion things at them. Get over here, and eventually, Bose like stabs this thing in the face a bunch of times.
Yeah, and that's when I thought at first I thought, oh no, don't do it. And then Din gets the hero moment when he saves the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, fine. I finally he gets something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did like that too. Then we see big old dinosaur thing or crocodile eat pterodactyl.
Yeah. Another crocodile eat it.
Which just happens to show up right then.
Yeah. And is that the female crocodile? Or was the female crocodile the one that died in the beginning?
Don't know. Don't care.
Because you never know, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be two to make babies.
Well, sure there is. Well.
All right. And then, basically, there's a little good moment. I feel like Paz and Din are kind of like, kind of friends now. Or like, which again, this next scene when they come back in the triumphant return, blah 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 blah, and then when the armorer is talking to Bo. Okay, we don't have to go back that far. All we have to do is go back to the non-Boba Fett episodes of Boba Fett. The armorer hates Bo-Katan, hates her, blames her.
Yeah.
For the destruction of Mandalore. Oh, but you bathed in the living waters? Yes, I did. Have you taken off your helmet since? No, I haven't. Ah, that's all good then.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. No.
Well, it doesn't mean she still can't be upset with what she did.
She completely forgives her in this entire scene. You have done your house and the Mandalore the greatest honor. You have rescued a foundling. You are so wonderful. You're wonderful. she should still not trust her.
Right. You have honored your house. I don't know.
And all of Mandalore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of man.
That's true.
Dude,
Well, part of
okay,
it, too,
you blame her for the destruction of Mandalore. And now she gets all the praise. No, I'm sorry. This doesn't turn around that fast.
I can understand what you're saying, but what she did do, that's one of the highest things you can do, is to save a foundling. So
I get that. I get that, but when you get blamed for the destruction of your home world, that's
the whole home world.
That's kind of a lot to overcome, and rescuing one foundling, I don't think covers that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she'll do some more stuff in the next few episodes, you know, to make it better.
There's only 4 left.
Yeah. And technically,
come on,
too, like, Bo didn't really like Din. She called his tribe, like, zealots and, like, cultists.
Yeah, a cult.
So they're both kind of trusting each other. And then Paz didn't really like Din at first.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And Din was kind of banished or whatever. Like, Paz said, "What are you doing here?" Like, when they first showed up and showed them that we had proof of, you know, they bathed in the waters. So, but then we got these chicken.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense right there. That does. Yeah. That's another. Hey, let's buy more merchandise, everybody.
That's exactly what that is, because
little chicken wings.
Right, because again, this is a great shot because you get to see the scale of these 3 things right next to Bo's ship.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of room to put 3 of those things plus all the Mandos, and they can barely get them. They would have torn that ship apart. And plus, how did they get them from the nest to Bo-Katan's ship, get them on the ship? But don't ask questions.
That's another question.
But don't ask questions. Just consume product and wait for the next product.
That's it.
Yeah, see, they could have a little...
Those things are cute.
Yeah. They could have a little throwaway line. Yeah, we darted these things. And then when they woke up, we had these pieces of meats to kind of lure them out. So, I mean, because that's a long flight. It's like the whole time they were holding meat, you know? So,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then he's like telling her, now you can train them or something. Yeah, here's some more foundlings. Go ahead and train them.
Right.
What are they going to do? Make them like things they can ride on as they fly?
Mounts.
Is that what?
Make them mounts, yep.
Well, that's not making them foundlings. That's making them...
That's slavery.
Yeah.
That's slavery.
That's just making them horses, you know? It's making them animals.
Yeah.
They're just animals doing whatever we want them to do.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we get into the armor. So she replaces her side armor and asks for the mythosaur.
Right.
So do you think she actually believed her, like that she saw the mythosaur?
No, she didn't believe her. No,
not at all. This was a complete... When you walk the way of the Mandalore, you see many things. It's kind of like, that's nice, dear. Sure you did.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was like, no, I really saw it. And she was kind of like, you see many things.
Oh, yeah, you can see many things as you walk the way of the Mandalore.
God, this is so dumb.
So
this writing is so
very
dumb.
Cringy. The writing is cringy to the least, you know. I mean,
and this is where I get some folks who I'm sure we all know from a certain network. They're all up in arms, like, "Oh my God, this is so great! It's so great!" And I'm like, you guys like terrible writing. This writing is crazy.
Yeah, some people do, you know. I mean,
and my only contention is, and the thing that I've been insistent in saying is, this season is not as good as the previous 2.
That's true. That's true. The other 2 seasons.
This is way below the standard of what I've come to expect.
Yeah,
and it's like, how can you say that? We saw mythosaur.
Maybe
I don't need I don't need this to make me happy.
Maybe they'll change. Maybe
no
next 3 or
No.
4 episodes, they'll
No.
be better.
No.
Yeah.
You don't
These are
think they'll
folks-
get better?
These are folks. These are folks. You just slap a Star Wars label on something, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's wonderful." Raise your standards,
Joker,
folks.
I got your message. Yeah, I tried to click on it and just nothing happens. So did Jacob?
I got nothing there.
Jacob,
Gotcha.
I added you back as a friend on Twitter.
Oh, there
I
we
didn't
go.
realize that we were not friends yet. So if you want to still send it to me,
Yeah, try it again, Jacob.
try it again.
Yeah, I don't know where Dylan. He said he'd be right back, but
He
that was
did
like
say,
15
and that
minutes
was
ago.
like, yeah, I was gonna say it was
20.
like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah. All right. Let me see. All right. So I guess let's decide, was this week a W or an L for Star Wars? We're gonna wait on Dylan, but if he's gonna join, he'll join later. What do you think, Dan? For do Bad Batch first, and then The Mandalorian.
All right, Bad Batch. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't great. I'm gonna have to give it a NA again. In the middle, I give it a 10 in the middle.
Okay.
An NA,
Gotcha. NA.
not applicable.
What about you, Joker?
For Bad Batch, no one talks about it. No one cares. That's an L.
I like it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And you get Mandalorian an L, right? Is that?
Oh, and Mando, it's an L. This entire season
Same thing.
is an L. This season is just bad. It's just bad. And I've heard rumors that Dave and John are just in a holding pattern until KK is finally gone. And I'm like, okay, when will that be? We don't know. I mean, there's rumors floating around there that have some teeth to it this time. But until she's gone, nothing is ever going to change.
Right.
And even when she's gone, nothing's going to change because there's so much rot in that studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understood.
All right, so we can't get Dylan's opinion, but I'll pull up the document here because we've been keeping track each week, so I can do it and look back when we get to like the finales. So we got Mandalorian. I said NA. Joker Voice said L. Dan said L. And I'm not sure what Dylan would say. It seemed like he was more so, in favor. And then Bad Batch was a win for me. Joker Voice said L. Dan said NA. So it's looking unfavorable for this week. So I'm not sure if Dylan's going to come back.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean,
Dylan, where are you? What happened to you? Is he even watching?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. This Mando episode was leaps and bounds better than the episode of Andor we got the week before. But that's a low bar.
Mm.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I mean,
Mando is an L minus, so it's so bad it was funny. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
fair enough.
It's just ridiculous. This is just not good.
Yeah, I think I gave last week NA also, just because it's like, I was kind of confused what they're doing. It's like I like some of it, but then it's just like it's 2 different episodes in one. And it's like Andor. It's like you shouldn't be throwing Andor stuff in the Mandalorian. It's just a different.
No,
it's 2 different shows, 2 different types. So you shouldn't like.
It was an Andor sandwich. It was an Andor sandwich.
L's bad.
Tim.
L is bad.
There's what Jacob Ironside sent.
Ooh, that's cool.
He said that
crap.
that's going to be that's what is that?
Crap.
He said that's Grogu when he gets older.
I mean, again, this thing should be more mobile. He should be moving more than and saying words. Words. Give us words.
Right. He should be. He's like 55 now instead of 50.
Right.
So,
which again, how that aging process works, I have no idea. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, it's so weird, the aging process.
Yeah, because we know like Yoda was old, but was that always a thing where they don't develop?
I'm trying to track down how old he was in episode 1. because if it's because I have heard that I have heard that in Phantom Yoda was 600, and then by the time we get to Jedi, he's 900, which indicates a much faster rate of growth. And I'm like, wait a minute, just doing the math, on that. If Grogu's 55, he wasn't born when Order 66 happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just that math doesn't make sense. So I'm trying to knock that. I'm trying to knock that down.
Yeah. All right. So let's make our predictions. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode, Dan?
Honestly, like every episode we've been talking, I have no idea. I'm really bad at making predictions. I'm hoping it just gets better. That's all. Joker voice thinks probably not, but just I'm hoping it gets better.
No. My prediction. I'm not going to predict next episode, but the next 4 episodes by the end, Bo's going to challenge Din for the dark saber, blah 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 blah, to win the dark saber. She's going to tame the mythosaur, blah 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 blah. She's going to then her night owls will be under attack or something, and she will come in with the covert and be a reunited Mandalore. For what, I have no idea.
Doesn't that but wouldn't that like take away the lore of Boba Fett? Because wasn't he the one that like took over the mythosaur, and that's why he had
Mandalore the Great, and the signet and the signet of the Mandalore, as the armorer says, belongs to all Mandalorians.
Gotcha. But Boba Fett was still the first one who had it.
Yeah.
No, Mandalore the Great was. Mandalore the Great was.
Well, when Star Wars came out as Star Wars, not
Mandalore the Great predates A New Hope by like 4,000 years.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never read the books or anything. All I know is the movies, the OG movies, and that's it for me.
Yeah. I definitely think a lot of what Joker was saying, but also they have to integrate somehow Ahsoka to lead onto her that new show.
Right.
So that's
again. So this is a lot to pack in to 4 episodes. So this So that third episode was absolute. So the third episode and the first episode were absolutely useless.
The interesting thing, this next episode's 41 minutes. This last episode was a lot less, and we had those really long episode, an hour. Yeah. And then so I'm thinking what's going to happen. At least what they set up is with the pirates. Din Djarin's going to get a call from he's going to get a call from Peli Motto saying she has the part for IG. He's going to go get the part.
Why?
And then he's going to go back to Navarro 7. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good point because he already has a droid.
That makes no sense because
he loves the droid. He's attached to that droid.
But the first 5 minutes of episode 2 made episode 1 completely useless. It had no point.
Yeah, I'm just saying they need a payout for that because you're right. Like it would be pointless, you know what I mean? But like, what's going to get them back to Navarro 7? They set up the pirate stuff, so like, right? Maybe they set up the pirate stuff, so
probably Grieve calls him. Calls him.
Yeah, and he gets the call. So Grieve calls Mando up, and they show up, and then calls some of his other people because like in the trailers we see Paz and all them battling, or is that them battling with
that might So that might be it. So they get a call to go back to Navarro because Swamp Thing and his pirates are laying siege, and so Bo leads. So Bo leads another the war party to liberate Navarro, and in the meantime, somewhere along the way, Din loses the dark saber. Bo picks it up and starts laying waste.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of to pack in for sure.
They got a lot to pack in.
Yeah.
And are we going to see Sabine Wren at any point?
Yeah. And then also because the next series Ahsoka is going to have a lot of people, a lot of member bearers, right? We're going to have Hera, we're going to have Ezra Miller, or not Ezra Miller, sorry, the wrong Ezra what Bridger or whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
So we're going to see
Ezra
a lot of that.
Bridger.
Yeah.
Right. And from what I heard, the Ahsoka series is a direct sequel to Rebels.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
All right. So I don't Dylan's not going to come back, I'm pretty sure. So let's wrap it up. Let's kind of plug what we got going on next here. While everyone's at it, share, subscribe, do the darn thing.
That's right. Do it now. Don't forget for Inside the Booth every Tuesday and Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time we go live, and then obviously click the bell button so that you'll be notified every time we post something, because we have been posting trailer reactions, we've been posting little shorts and things like that. So stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah, do it. And his links are in the description below. And Joker Voice, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Tomorrow morning, 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. My regular the Monday installment of last week's News Now. You get some news you might have missed in the previous week. That drops Monday night. Legion Talk, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've been reviewing Game of Thrones. We're at the season 2 finale, and then Wednesday I will be talking about some of the legal issues up ahead for the House of Mouse, and then they got plenty. And then Friday, my review of Mando season 3, episode 5. I will also be on Legion Talk for Friday for Friday night's Royal Rumble. Dan is a legacy member of that little show there.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for having me on.
No
yep. We'll have to
thanks
do
for
it
being
again
on.
sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of news stuff with Jonathan Majors. I'm sure you saw.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Could not come at a worse time. Could not come at a worse time.
That is cray. All right. Yeah. So next Sunday. So this last one in the month. This concludes the booths of Tim's. Went by pretty fast. It was a good one.
It was good.
And then so I think next week's going to be different because we're going to probably do a show at 7 just for the Bad Batch because it's the finale. And then right after that, I think at 8 o'clock or 8-ish. It depends how long the first one goes. And then we're going to do the Mandalorian straight after. So it's going to be a longer day, but I think we'll give some Bad Batch some time since it's the finale. We've got 2 episodes, so why not? And then I tentatively tomorrow I'm looking for panelists for John Wick Chapter 4. I love the movie. Tentatively around 8:30 tomorrow. Yeah. It's doing well. It's looking like it's going to do well on the box office based on its budget. So, and then we'll probably do some random streams as well. So,
Sweet.
I want to thank. Yep. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Melvin was here. Dan's mom, Jacob. Fate was here. Matt Vader was here. Star Wars Architect. Kathy Skywalker. Gavari. Melvin Deeply. Yep. Tide Pod. Miss Cannibals. How do you pronounce that? Cannabis Squatch.
Cannoli
Squatch.
Yeah.
Cannoli Squatch. Got it. All right. really thanks everyone for being here. Like, share, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on the Mandalorian thus far, Bad Batch thus far, your predictions. Check out everyone's channels. Links are in the description below. And then, do we want to do This Is the Way again? We got it so good last week, so
We did.
Yeah.
We could try.
all right. So basically, we go 1, 2, 3. This is the way, Joker's voice, and then I cut to
All
the.
right,
Oh,
fine.
look at Dylan showing up right
Right at
last
the
second.
end.
What a,
Coming right back
My
at the end.
apologies.
We're having to- No, it's okay.
Do something, and it took way longer than I thought it was going to.
That's okay. That's okay.
So yeah, did you like Mandalorian a W and is Bad Batch a W? W or L? No,
Win or
record it
lose.
later.
For me, I would actually call Bad Batch a win, and as much as I liked Mando, I would call it an L.
Okay. Mando's an L. All right. I'll record that later.
And I can't believe I gave Bad Batch a win either. Bad Batch the episode from Bad Batch was way better than the Mando episode this week. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Yeah, I thought it was better too. Any quick predictions before we get out of here? And plug your channel too. Make your prediction.
I have
Plug your channel.
absolutely no predictions at all. I'm sorry, I have absolutely no predictions at all. But yeah, I actually have 2 channels that I would like to say. First off, Anime Talk is my main channel. It's where I gather a couple of friends and we literally sit there and chat anime. If you guys like anime, come and join us on Anime Talk. I also have another YouTube channel called Dylan's Little Hobbies. And on Dylan's Little Hobbies, I started uploading again. I literally just put out this video talking about my thoughts on the latest episodes of Bad Batch and how excited I actually am for the future of the Bad Batch. And I can't believe I'm saying that because, again, I've hated this show from the very beginning. And now it's like, well, this is actually getting interesting. Can they keep? Can they make this? Can they keep the ball rolling and get this to a point where I actually like the show? I don't know. We'll say I have to wait and see, but definitely go check out those videos. And thanks for having me on, Tim. This was fun. Sorry I had to leave, but this was fun.
Ah, at least you made it at the end, man. We're about to do the "This Is the Way" thing. We'll count down to 3. I think you saw it in the chat that one time. All right. Let's do it.
This is gonna be fun.
All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
This is the way.
This is the way.
That works.
That
All
was
right,
good.
everyone.
Dylan's a loss, but
Toodles.
goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
All right, Max. Have your cookies and milk. Now go to sleep. I'll try.
You're a monster.
Bro,
All right. I think the
So-
where we're going, we don't need roads.